Hello and welcome to the Laramy-K Optician Works Training Center, where today we're shaking things up a little bit, and I'm doing a video that I've wanted to do for a long time, and that is running a very basic single vision job in real time. And before I hit the clock, there are a couple things I'd like to share with you, things that I've learned the hard way over the years. One, the jobs that I'm talking about here are your bread and butter stuff. These are powers that you see so often that you're not going to have any problem keeping them on the shelf in your store ready to cut. These are day-to-day lens powers. These are serious money makers, right? Same day, while you wait kinds of powers. When I say stock, I'm talking about powers and materials that are easy to work with. Let's say you stock -4 to +3 out to about 150 sil. Most of your stuff is going to fall somewhere near the center. If you're off by a degree or off by a millimeter in those kinds of powers, nothing bad is going to happen. Material, if you're a little big with a poly lens, poly lens is pretty flexible. You can still pop that thing in. Easy to work with powers, easy to work with materials. We're talking about lenses that sell in the single-digit dollar amounts. Not double, not triple like some fancy freeform progressive lens with AR. We're talking about pretty cheap stuff. So if someone makes a mistake, it is certainly not the end of the world. If you are about to add finishing or have recently done so, and you have someone working for you who wears a name badge that says optician, is optician certified or optician licensed, and they do not want to make glasses, then fire that person and hire someone who does. If optician doesn't mean one who makes glasses, then I have truly lost something somewhere along the way. You're about to see that we are talking about minutes here, and there is no rushing. This job that I'm about to run is a real job. This is a pair of intermediate glasses I'm making for myself in a new frame that I picked up at Vision Expo a couple months ago. With that said about opticians make glasses and single vision, low cost lenses, outside the stock range, high dollar progressives, really peculiar mounts, wraps. No, those things do take time and experience to learn how to edge properly. We're not talking about that today. And you don't take the Corolla to the racetrack. And what do I mean by that? That not every edger is capable of doing all of those really fancy things. Now, I know you probably just dropped what you consider a whole lot of money on an edger or are about to. Just make sure that you understand its capabilities before you set expectations for what you can do in-house. All right, I've got 4 cameras running here. I think only one of them is only good for about 12 minutes, but I've got the GoPro up there showing you that we're not doing any tricks here or edits or cutaways. The first thing that you would have to do is go to your stock lens inventory, something that I don't have, and pull the appropriate lenses for the job. So we'll give that a moment or two. All right, now I've got my lenses. Set those in the tray, my right on my right and my left on my left. Let's start our edger up and grab our frame. We'll go ahead and get this traced. And then do our lens meter work. All right, while that's tracing, go ahead and do this. I've got a +250. My axis is 85. If you need the details of this, the step-by-step stuff, we covered that on the website and in the videos. And I've got a +250, -50. Get that lined up. Looking good. Make sure I'm in the right cylinder form. I'm good there. Mark my right with an R. left, I've got a +2, 85. Get everything lined up. Make sure I'm in the right cylinder form. Beautiful. And left. All right. These I would set aside to make sure that I reorder, that I have what I need next time that power comes in. I've got my frame trace, which looks good. This is going to ask me everything about what the job entails. I've got CR39 lenses. I've got a single vision lens. I've got a plastic frame, just a normal edge. I'm going to go ahead and put a safety bevel on that for myself. AR, so I'm going to use soft, passive mode, and auto, which means I'm just going to let the edger make all the decisions and do all the thinking for me. My PD is going to be a narrow little 56 for my intermediates. I'm not doing an OC, I'm leaving those at 0. And I'm ready to block. And I'm going to go ahead and load up 2 blocks. Again, there are plenty of things you can do to make this go faster. You can stack, you can have these all preloaded. But again, we're not really in a big hurry here, are we? Load up a block, simply follow what the edger is telling you to do, line things up. Again, plenty of close-ups and step-by-step stuff in other places. This isn't what this one's for. Got my right blocked. Let's get the left blocked. Looks good. And follow the instructions, put the lens into the machine, hit my chuck button, and go ahead and hit start. That closes automatically. I'm going to go toss these in the trash. And now we wait. This really is just a knockaround pair for me, so I went with CR39. Some materials do take a little bit longer. We're still only talking about minutes here, not talking about 10 minutes or 15 minutes of difference. Add your different things like a groove, a polish, different materials. It will take a little bit longer, but not a lot. Obviously, staff is not going to be standing around watching this do it. They'd be, working on the next tray, the next job, pulling the lenses, keeping up, putting other stuff together, working. Apply the safety bevel. All right, is done. Let's get that out. Switch to my left. It won't let you cut right for left, or left for right, rather. Chuck. And start. Now, this has an AR coat on it, and I know those things are persnickety and kind of hard to get off, so I'm going to do two things. One, I'm going to leave my block on, and I'll talk about why I'm doing that in just a second. I'm going to clean off the powder coat from the edge because I don't want to take this lens out, put it back in any more than I have to. And once I have that powder coat cleaned off all around the edge, then I'm going to go ahead and pop this into my frame with my block on. Now, why would you do that? Well, because this is a very, very round frame. And if I have my block along the 180, it saves me worrying about going in, checking it into the lens meter, using access pliers, and possibly damaging the lens. Pop that off. Pull that. Get rid of that. And I'm just going to be cleaning off some powder coat. Actually, one of the next upcoming videos is working with round frames. They're actually far more tricky than you might think. Safety bevel. And my left is done. I'm going to do the same thing. Clean up around the edge. Get the powder coat off so I don't have to take that lens out after I pop it in. It's clean. Using my block as my guide for my access. Pops right in. There's no need to heat this beautiful brand new frame. My block looks level. Good. Pop that off. Clean up the rest of my powder coat. And I've got a set of glasses, my new intermediate pair, that I'm good to go. One deep breath, stop the clock. Well, there you go, 10 minutes. No fast forward, no cuts, no edits, 10 minutes to run a very basic single vision job. When you are ready to start to finish, I need you to do two things. One, join the opticianworks.com program, cover all of that stuff in detail, and make sure that all those lenses that you're finishing come from Laramy-K. Thanks, and I'll see you again next week.